Hey, what's up, guys? Another video here. So today I want to talk about lifestyle creep. So as your income increases, you'll be able to afford bigger, quote unquote, nicer things. So that's going to include homes, vacations, cars, clothing, and other material goods, phones, watches, things like that. So many people fall into this trap of as their income increases, their lifestyle increases. So everything gets more expensive and more costly to maintain, things like that. So, what I want you to take away from this is the more income you earn, you shouldn't take on that form of entitlement. Oh, I deserve this, I deserve that, I work so hard. Well, everyone works hard. So, I think awarding yourself in an unreasonable way is going to lead to your financial downfall. So, first, we have to examine when you do earn more income, you may have the urge to get nicer things to quote unquote reward yourself, but that's going to be the antithesis of what your goal is if you're trying to achieve early retirement, especially if you don't particularly enjoy your job or your career where you're deriving your income from. So if you get over this entitlement mindset of trying to get nicer things because you want to reward yourself for a hard day at the office or the years of hard work you do, then you really have to fight this urge if your goal is early retirement and to acquire as many assets as possible that are, of course, appreciating in value. So that's the first point, to get over this entitlement mindset and to be focused on your goal if your goal is indeed early retirement. So we really see this really prominently in doctors and lawyers. So they go through the schooling, they get their job, they have a massive amount of debt, and as they progress in their careers, they're going to want to show off to their colleagues and whoever else. They want to get the big house, they may have a spouse. Once they have the kids, they're going to pay for the private school. They're going to get their children vehicles. Of course, they're going to be upgrading their vehicles over time. So let's say they start off with the 3 Series BMW. They're going to go to the 5 Series, 7 Series, and whatever else. They'll go to the M5 or whatever. So it's really important that you use this as a case study and look at doctors and lawyers. So even though they're earning a very large income, what's happening is it's going to go toward debt, right? So it's going to go toward their student loan debt, which is massive, possibly in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then it's going to go to the $1 million house, their multi-million dollar house. They're going to go to the loans on the cars, loans on the children's private education, or they're paying that as cash from their inflow, and it's going to be reducing their cash reserves. They got to pay for all the kids' activities, the clothing, the shoes, just to keep up with the Joneses. And again, their Joneses may be respective doctors and lawyers in their neighborhood, and they're going to be wanting to catch up with their peers. So this is actually the worst case of lifestyle creep. You have doctors and lawyers trying to keep up with everyone else, and because they have a large income and because they quote unquote studied so hard, of course, which they did, they are going to act out and have this sense of entitlement. I want to have the nicest things in life, and they're just going to perpetuate themselves in a cycle of debt. And there may be some instances where they're earning like so much money that they can offset all these debt payments and all these expenses, but that's probably not the norm. So again, take a case study at doctors and lawyers, and especially if they have spouses, they're gonna want to keep up with this lifestyle. And I'm not even mentioning the divorce aspect where you have the asset split, the child support, and the alimony. So I'm not even factoring all that. So just keep this in mind that the painting may not be as rosy for doctors and lawyers, especially if they're incurring all this debt. And never compare your life to anyone else's life, because if you take me for example, I'm living very modestly, but I'm very well off financially. I don't have to work ever again. I mean, I still choose to because I still haven't met my goal, but I can retire at any point. But never compare yourself to someone that has comparable or even higher income, because you don't know their scenario with debt and how they're living, especially if they're living in an ostentatious way. They are probably incurring some form of debt. So again, never compare yourself to those individuals, and just use doctors and lawyers as a case study for lifestyle creep. So that comes to my third point. You want to recognize your end goal, and if it is early retirement, the only thing that you're doing is delaying your path to early retirement. So if you succumb to this lifestyle creep and you keep incurring debt after debt after debt, what's going to happen is you're going to be working until you die. So you're going to be working until 65, 70 to keep up with all these payments, because eventually your car is going to break down. You're going to want to have nicer cars. You're going to want to have a nicer home. You're going to have to pay for all these things. If your life is a certain way, you may want to outdo yourself every year, annually, for a vacation, nicer and nicer vacation, better cruises, better clothes, shoes, and all that. So you really have to escape this mindset of obtaining things will that you think will make you happy, but in fact won't make you happy. So point four ties in with point three, that you're gonna have to work in an unsustainable way to maintain this lifestyle, because it's never ending. You're gonna want to outdo yourself every time, materially, to maintain this lifestyle. So you may be working yourself to death, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours just to maintain this lifestyle. So from that standpoint, you will probably sacrifice your health and your well-being to work in this work in this unsustainable way. So that I definitely don't suggest. And point number five is you have to keep in mind that the things that you purchase, such as your home, your car, clothes, and shoes, they are impermanent and they will go out of style. So they won't be in vogue the entire time that you have them. So you're fighting a losing battle when it comes to purchasing these things, because, for example, for suits, maybe the pinstripe double-breasted suit is in fashion, or the fedora is in fashion, and then 5 years down the line, now it's single notch lapel suits with a you know tailored pants or whatnot. So it's never going to end, because fashions change, tastes change, and you're going to be losing this battle because you'll be in a perpetual loop of materialism, trying to get the newest and best things. And my last point is, if you really feel the urge to have these things, then wait until you have fully automated, sustainable income to support your lifestyle. So maybe it is your end goal to have all these things, but do it when you reach this point where you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about money coming in. You don't have to worry about your health insurance. You don't have to worry about when your next paycheck is going to come. So if you do have to have these things, wait until that point. And even guaranteed, quote unquote, guaranteed income streams may not be sustainable, because, for example, take a look at big oil. Their dividends may be slashed or eliminated because of market demand and how oil prices are going. So just keep that in mind. Nothing is truly sustainable unless maybe it's backed by the federal government and you have some kind of treasury bond or whatever. But those yields aren't very high to begin with. So nothing really is permanent from that standpoint. So let me just go over the 6 points. Number one, the more income you make, don't have the I deserve this mindset of entitlement. Try to maintain your current lifestyle and keep gaining assets. As a case study for point number two, take a look at doctors and lawyers. Number three is recognize what your end goal is, and if it is early retirement, anything that you do that aligns with lifestyle creep is going to delay everything that you do. Number four is you may have to work unsustainably to maintain this lifestyle, and try not to be a hamster in the wheel, and it may affect your long-term health. Number five is the things that you purchase are impermanent and they will go out of style and won't be in vogue. So anything that you purchase, homes, cars, clothing, etc., anything that you purchase, especially technology, won't be in vogue, and you're going to be stuck in a perpetual loop of purchasing things that you are trying to keep in style with. And number six is if you do have to have these things, please try to do it when you have fully automated, sustainable income, so you don't have to worry about money or your health insurance or when your next paycheck is coming. So anyways, thanks guys for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next one.